Do another animal? What? I don't know. Luigi? Yeah, let's do Luigi. Luigi. Well, my dad is right off the boat from Italy. He always wanted me to name a little boy after him. His name is Giacchino, and he likes the name Giacchino, and he likes the name Luigi. So I said, you know, I can't even name a monkey Giacchino, so we'll go with Luigi. Hey, bud. Now, don't let his cute face fool you. Anyone that knows anything about primates know they're cute, but they're like that spoiled child at Walmart that's kicking his mother for a lollipop at the checkout. Yeah. He was loving Chad up at one show, and he wouldn't even come near me. He's like, I don't want you. I'm hanging out with Chad. So he's hanging out with Chad. Next thing you know, Chad's ear's bleeding. He's peeing on his back. And now, I was talking to some primatologists. They said, hey, take that as a compliment. He just told Chad, you know, you're in, man. You're in my family. You're here, and I'm here, but you're in, you know. So, I don't know. I've had monkeys off and on, you know, throughout my life. I grew up, when I was a kid, there was not many laws. You could own monkeys. My older brother Jack went out one day, and after several beers, came home with a monkey. You know, because that's the responsible way to do it, right? You get drunk and come home with a monkey. That's just the way. But see, I don't drink at all, so I have no excuse when I make bad decisions. You know, everyone makes bad decisions based on cuteness sometimes. But this guy here, we needed some of our programs we do on adaptation things. We really needed to have a small monkey that we could bring out. Some of the places we go, they have regulations against primates of a certain size. In some states, every state we go in requires new permits. I have, you know, when I come to New Hampshire, luckily New Hampshire, it's $50 for the whole year. Some places, you know, $200 to bring an animal in the state once, and primates are another fee, and each animal is another fee. New Hampshire is pretty relaxed. I've been doing business in New Hampshire for a number of years, and they're pretty relaxed with me. But this one here kind of flies under most of the regulations because they're maximum size a pound, and you know, the insurance world is like, how bad can a 1-pound monkey hurt you, you know? He can gouge your eyes out and stuff like that, but you just can't. I used to wear safety glasses because as a baby, he was very sick. He was a triplet. He was born in Florida. He was flown to us. You went with me, right? Pick him up at the airport, 2 ounces. And when me and Jeremiah got to the airport, I said, Jeremiah, I don't know if I can keep this thing alive. He was like that big. And I was like, man, he's pretty small. He had pneumonia, he had all these issues. Just steal my microphone. Okay. They're used to that. I'm just paranoid. They're always stealing stuff and chewing wires. But, you know, during the time that we were supposed to be bonding with them and loving them, we were giving them, what, 4 or 6 drops a day, right? 2 in the mouth and 4 in the eyes, because he was born a triplet and he wasn't getting enough milk and everything, and he was undersized, and he's supposed to be purebred, white tufted, and now the primate experts that I know that are better than me say it's no way that's a white tufted. It's a hybrid, a pencilata, and a white tufted mixed. And I don't have any evidence to back it up, but what I see just being around animals my whole life, a lot of times when you mix and morph different things together, sometimes they seem to be just a little weaker. I know with Burmese pythons, the albino's lifespan is a lot less than the normal color. But, you know, there's always exceptions. I always get, whenever I put up stuff on YouTube, I always get people going, idiot, I have an albino Burmese python that's 30 years old. There's always exceptions. I do not have one that's 30 years old, so I can speak from my experience. But these guys here are in South America, and they're in Brazil. And for some reason, they don't like to leave Brazil. It's supposed to be a beautiful place, but you think they might want to leave Brazil and just see what other places are like. But they stay there. And they're kind of unique in their primates just because they don't have the flat claws. They only have one toe that has a flat, like, fingernail. They have more like daggers. And they kind of move like a squirrel. So they'll go up this acacia tree, which is a big tree, and they climb up it, and not by wrapping around it or grabbing on, but by digging their claws in. So they move, and they even move laterally, much like a squirrel. And as far as climate change affecting these guys, we already discussed South America, but I really wanted to take him out because he hasn't been traveled in a little bit, and he needs to get some work. Whenever he starts biting me a lot, I'm like, all right, you have to get to work. But positive things could be, this guy likes to eat fruits. They'll also eat any kind of little lizard, bug, frog. They're pretty ferocious hunters. And all those things are going to be benefited, as far as we can tell, all those things are going to be benefited from a warmer temperature with more CO2 being released, and the trees grabbing it and growing faster and replenishing the rainforest faster. So as far as the effects of climate change, for this guy, he's digging it because he loves to be warm. He travels with the heat pack in there. When we first got him, he had his own room in my home that was supposed to be one of my daughters or two of my daughters' bedroom. My wife put a brand new rug in. I burnt a hole in it. I went out and spent all this money on humidifiers and air purifiers and all the stuff my kids never had, you know. My kids go, how come his room smells better than our room? I don't know, you know. Do your laundry, brush your teeth. What do you want me to tell you, you know? You know, he's loving the warm. The warmer for him is it's not a little temperature change. I know in Al Gore's movie, how many people saw that? Okay, had to see it for research. I think it would have been inconvenient if he told the truth, you know, in that movie. I don't think there was a, you know, whole lot of truth. I haven't found any scientists that verify, you know, 20-foot waves coming in, more like 16 inches of sea level raise in the next, by the end of the 21st century at the most. So that was kind of a silly little movie with a lot of computer stuff. But, you know, this guy here, he's going to be digging the warmer climate. And Al Gore is saying up to, what, 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Does anyone really think we're going to get a 10-degree raise in temperature? No. Today was cool. How many people complain about that? I'm not complaining. I'm going fine. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Now, whenever things change like that, there is bad and there is good. Some places are going to become more habitable, and other places are going to become a little less habitable. But I think for the most part, animals are going to be better off. We can't find any animals significantly, and people will bring up polar bears, but we can talk about polar bears. I don't have one, but we can talk about them. Someday we'll have one. Whether he'll ever be safe enough to bring out in public, I do not know that. Probably not. But you know, we can talk about that. But as far as most of the animal studies, all the animal studies, I can't find any negatives. So if you know any negatives, then we can certainly talk about them.